Yes, family, blessed love to each and every one. I give thanks for your presence. I give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie first. And give thanks to the Sabbath coming in. Give thanks for all good things sent from Zion above. And we praise Pharaoh and give thanks for all his love. Prophet, priest, and king. Just putting together the chalwa. Some executive grades there. Not necessarily this, but specifically some executive grades. So let me prepare the chalice. Listen, family, what I'm going to do, as you know, previous night or last night, we had a wonderful program that I've been advertising, directly unraveling the mysteries of Bongo Eddie and King Emmanuel. How long was the program? I think we went something like, for a while, man, 2 hours or so. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share a touch of it with you right now. Just a touch, nothing too much, while we partake. And then after sharing that with you, we'll get into the reasoning. Now, that itself might be the reasoning, but let's just listen to what I said previous night. This is like the last half an hour or so of the program, eh? And of course, you know, all courtesy of Radio Anno. So as I set my chalice, let's just listen to this. All right, Rastafari, yes, you're getting a lot here. I'm going to give you one more clip. This one is from another video I did just about 2 strongs ago. This is just highlighting what Jaboni was saying. Now, this is well, I wouldn't say a totally different story, but I just want you to hear this account. Most of you that are listening, you would have heard this account, the account from Jaboni, and even from the brother that was related to Martin Moplano, and a few other ones that are saying basically what this brother is saying here, the ambassador. Interesting stuff. And what I find interesting too, is that the ones that are saying what you're going to hear him say about Bongo Eddie passing on in 1970, these ones were ones that were there. Okay, now just listen to this. Come on, don't get too aggravated. Let's just listen.
Attitude, get the thing, stalemate, I want to quote the game. So now, after the king visit, so we know when the king visit. After the king visit,
here it is.
Bongo Eddie have made no public appearances since 1966. Bongo Eddie have made, after the king visit, he had made no public appearances.
That's serious. This time.
So the only people where did have access to Bongo Eddie is I and I from Bakawal, I and I from Tivoli Garden, I and I from West Kingston, I and I from Trenchtown. We had access to Bongo Eddie. We know who Bongo Eddie and Capo. We have access to all these people. Yeah? Now, Bongo Eddie died at Bakawal, 1970. Bongo Eddie died. Bongo Eddie died. Bongo Eddie died at Bakawal. The Bobo them refused to bury Bongo Eddie and have him there on the altar for over a week. The whole Jamaica, especially country people where have to go market, them passing at them bus and them truck, and the way the camp is situated, they could look over the fence and see the Bobo them surround Bongo Eddie and telling people saying not dead, them are going to rise, a chant, them a chant. Rise them up. Bongo Eddie start ratting on the altar in front of them. Knocking late up the place. till the people in a Tivoli Garden in a Java. I behind the camp. My yard there. My yard still there behind the camp.
Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. The King liveth, the King liveth, ever living King. Give thanks to the holy meditation. And bless us as we partake of the tree of life and give thanks for the holy Sabbath day. King Emmanuel the Seventh. Adonai God. Jah, Rastafari. Blessed Lord.
When the rest of them wouldn't call in Madden, I tell you already. The community reported to Eddie Siago, because Eddie and Eddie we are talking about now, but one a Bongo Eddie and one a Eddie Siago. Eddie Siago call him friend Joe Williams. We never have no iPhone and we never have no social media to record these things. So the whole people them gonna forget it now because it's a good eye one now.
Okay, it's a good eye one now. All right. Listen, we're not gonna go into the fullness of that. You know where to get that information. All of this, everything I'm giving you is things that we have done already. All right, good. Now that's an interesting outlook. Let's just be clear, because I don't want to confuse no one, right? Family. You see the man we call King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Listen to me straight. I don't want this to be left in no puzzle show. The man we call Prince Emmanuel. I mean, most of the pictures you see of him, most of them, those in the 90s and in the 80s and the 70s, that's King Emmanuel, Prince Emmanuel. All them talk you hear, those videos, the audios that you heard us run at the beginning of this specific program, that is King Emmanuel, also known as Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Nothing to run around from that, that is him. Me, Honorable Priest Isaac, I am telling you, that man that you see in those photographs is the same man that meet Emperor Haile Selassie I in 1966. That is the same Bongo Eddie from that time. So before we go any further, let's just be clear on that. Anything else, although a man might say, I was there, me no know me say, where you come from, I with Small Island you there, I who tell you, so it's all right. I can work with all of that. I mean, there are times that you can pick sense out of nonsense. And I mean, there are a lot of people that were there that are not saying what a lot of these other brothers are saying. I'm sure you understand that. So it's not that I'm disrespecting their words, but I'm just telling you, whatever they say they saw, that's up to them. But I know for sure that the man they call Bongo Eddie, Brother Eddie, is the same Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards and is the same King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. So I think more, before we even go any further, that should be established and well understood. Okay, fair enough. I just want that to be clear as we go forward. Now, I still consider what these brothers say. You know, we're not children. We're not immature when it comes to knowledge, like always right and wrong and get left. No. I mean, you could pick things, as old people say, pick sense out of nonsense. Of course, some may say, how you pick sense out of nonsense? Well, just the word structure itself, you could look at nonsense, you could pick sense out and leave none. So what the brother is saying, because even up to today, as I said, well, before I get to today, as I said, I heard the Honorable Priest Dougie highlighting this when he was with the Honorable Daniel on Tuesday evening, not Tuesday, I think it's Sunday. And Priest Dougie, who I definitely intend to sit with very soon, was saying that, hey, it's foolishness the man they're talking, eh? That may not be the exact words, you know, but I know the theme was exactly that he wasn't with what he was saying. He totally disagreed with that. And even today, the Honorable Priest Shimran shared with me very similar sentiments. All right, good. And as I said, but listen, I know King Emmanuel is the said Bongo Eddie. Eh? That was yesterday. I mean, even though Jaboni may say he know him and the other brother Martin Moplano's son or nephew, whoever the other Rastafari said, listen, they were there. And that, but I will repeat, I want my audience to have an understanding. When it comes to these things, you can't just throw things away. You have to take into consideration that these brothers, as they say, were there. And they have other people that testify to the same thing here. So what's going on? Now, hold on. Have we forgotten so even while he was being massacred, pardon me for that, that's Bongo Roy, giving he was there himself getting blows. Good. Old people say pick sense. A little bit of distraction there a moment ago with you coming out and coming in. So please forgive me for that. Let us continue. Out of nonsense. Of course, some may say, how you pick sense out of nonsense? Well, it's just the word structure itself. You could look at nonsense, you could pick sense out and leave none. So what the brother is saying, because even up to today, as I said, well, before I get to today, as I said, I heard the Honorable Priest Dougie highlighting this when he was with the Honorable Jadaniel on Tuesday evening, not Tuesday, I think it's Sunday. And Priest Dougie, who I definitely intend to sit with very soon, was saying that, hey, it's foolishness the man they're talking, eh? That may not be the exact words, but I know the theme was exactly that he wasn't with what he was saying. He totally disagreed with that. And even today, the Honorable Priest Shimran shared with me very similar sentiments. All right, good. And as I said, but listen, I know King Emmanuel is the said Bongo Eddie. Eh? So, I mean, even though Jaboni may say he know him and the other brother Martin Moplano's son or nephew, whoever the other Rastafari said, listen, they were there. And that, but I will repeat, I want my audience to have an understanding. When it comes to these things, you can't just throw things away. You have to take into consideration that these brothers, as they say, were there. And they have other people that testify to the same thing here. So what's going on? Now, hold on. Have we forgotten that Bongo Roy said, while he was there himself getting blows, that they were beating Prince Emmanuel non-stop? Now, hold on. Them time, he wasn't Prince Emmanuel. Them time, he was referred to as Bongo Eddie. But of course, just in recounting it, you would say that. So they beat him non-stop. It's just like saying, I remember when the truck ran over Priest Isaac's leg when I was a child, 5 years old. A real truck too, not no little pickup, a big truck actually ran over my left leg. Yeah, and interesting. I think I said this already too, Interestingly, none of my bones were broken either. I vomited it. Oh, what a day. But anyway, interesting stuff. Yeah. That kind of leak out what I was thinking in my mind. So it's King Emmanuel we're at here. So even while he was being massacred, that's Bongo Roy giving his account of how they massacred King Emmanuel to the point that everyone thought that he was dead. Keep in mind, over 5,000, 3,000, 5,000 Rastaman, they said, like every Rastaman that existed at the time was there. And the beating of one man stands out. The beating of one man stands out. It's not me saying so. You know Bongo Flacco said? He said that he gets so much beating and they throw him over a fence. This is his account. And everyone thought that he was what? Everyone thought that he was what? He was dead. But was he dead? No. But let me repeat. Everyone thought that he was dead. They so thought that he was dead that they put him in the ambulance. Because remember, ambulance have to come on the scene. Enough broke up bone and broke up hand. As Martimo Plano said, they beat Prince Emmanuel to a pulp. You know what a pulp is like? Something that they slither through your fingers. They beat him to a pulp. And he, the same Martimo Plano, said that it was Pierre broke up foot and broke up hand that returned to command post, the return of the wooden soldiers. And he made a little humor out of it. But keep in mind that in all the broke up foot and broke up hand and broke up fingers and cracked skull, none of King Emmanuel bones were broken. None. And he get the most blow until nobody else even come a close second to the amount of blows that he get. He was beaten to a pulp. Man that was being beaten, saying they couldn't believe how much blows they giving that man over there. Come on, just meditate on that. Wow. They threw him over a fence, thought that all his bones were broken. And here them account, you know. None of them account is from Bobo Shanti. Rex Nettleford, renowned historian, professor. Oh, come on, man. This ain't no religion. This is not I believe. This is Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I love that man. Rex Nettleford say he never in his life. So as a reporter or investigator at that time, you know, the man would have witnessed that. He never see no human being get them kind of blows. So imagine it. Remember, it's thousands of men and the police swooping, enough people getting blows. And somehow you can look between all them blows and see the blows that Charles Edwards getting. Tell the man. Here comes the ambulance. Throw him in. Carry this one to the morgue. He done with it. Get the ice ready. When they open the ambulance, he's sitting down in sweat and blood. It's sweat and blood, just like what the Bible says. Even Bongo Watu, who, I mean, let's just be clear, he had his differences. That video will clearly show he had his differences with King Emmanuel. Even from them time, you could feel it. But his emotions took over when he had to reminisce, like, wow, boy, even Prince Edward himself, boy, he get a beating, huh? Man, boy, yeah. And he's a man, he the same Bongo Watu. Let me come here in Antigua. He Bongo Watu. Ras Isern can tell you, Bongo Watu say that he get beaten already until he pass out. That's Bongo Watu Ras Bonagees. And if he get them type of beating there, and he can reminisce on the type of blows Prince Emmanuel get, is real blows. That's my point. I'm driving it home. It's real blows. Pardon me. That's my father we talking about, eh? So try to separate me from him. I would separate you from something else. Take it easy, tiger. What's up? Let me take it easy. It's the tiger's nest. My doggy mode, take it easy, tiger, in the nest. So what I'm saying here, in 1963, there was what is known as the Coral Gardens Massacre. People like to call it the Coral Gardens Incident. And the situation at Coral Gardens, it was a massacre. 63 now. This is after 58. Not too long after. And in 63, they come down on Rastafari. I'm sure we've all heard the documentary. We run it on radio. And do you know how the elders suffer? Because they call upon Rastafari. I don't have the actual ear of the music, but you know it. How the elders get blows in that time in 1963. When what's his name, Bustamante said, bring in Rasta, dead or alive. If they ain't coming, just kill them. Anybody could do it, even down to the citizens. And of course, the citizens had a lack of understanding when it comes to many things, and they themselves would have taken out a few Rasta. Some of them still alive up to today in Jamaica, you see it? Real thing. You think it's a joke. You're not police alone or killing Rasta. It wasn't police alone killing the Rastas. And a lot of ignorance too within the citizenry. And of course, even within the force. Because that's how it's set. Feed them on raw meat and let them go. And I'm not joking. They had a video around here circulating at the police training camp right here in Antigua. And if you see, it was a leaked video. If you see how they deal with the recruits. Man, when you're done with them people, they must be pit bulls afterwards. That's why I'm saying they must be drinking blood and feeding them raw steak. That you could come out and beat up your brother and rip out his locks and mash up his face and lick out all his teeth and bust up his head and kill his children. They did that in Dominica, go up in the hills and just shoot up Rasta family. And they would pull up, this is Dominica history, they would pull up with school buses and open them. And then go up in the hills, come down with dead bodies. This is Dominica, the same Eugenia Charles that stood up with Ronald Pagan to invade Grenada. You take them people easy. Black people in the man. I tell you, brother. You see, I speak so because I feel it. Yeah. You know, see, every day we on it, every day. Every day we on it. You couldn't pay me to do all of what I do in here. It's love. So when we having them discussions, it's from the heart, yo. They beat up Rastafari, Rasta. 1963, the Coral Gardens Mayhem and Massacre. Dead or alive. Jail them. Watch the video, man, or listen to the audio on radio. But you see, what stands out at that time, and what is interesting, you don't have no specific account of, let's just say, any specific happenings as it relates to the Honorable King Emmanuel at that time. So, in other words, you know Rastafari or Rasta, the Rastafari movement in general was under siege, and you know, a lot of brutality came upon them. Family, I just want you to, you know, give thanks to your presence, of course. Continue to take in the narrative. This is from the program, again, from previous night or last night. You know, even myself, I'm telling you the honest truth. And I always say that that's just the way we've been trained to talk, but that stuff about telling honest truth and honestly, and so one shouldn't be saying all of that. You're supposed to always be honest, but anyway, we're still somewhat, you know, training ourselves if that's the right way to speak, got a language dread. But anyway, when I listen, like I'm listening to myself here every time I listen to myself, because that's what's going on here, holding the meds is chalice talk. I'm supposed to comment on what I'm hearing here, and I'm listening to myself and I'm saying like, wow, that's why I know this is really a spiritual thing. I'm telling you, you may not understand when I say it, but it's me, but trust me. This is why I know my associates, even in the spiritual world. And we were having a reasoning about that on the Tiger's Nest one night. Those of you who follow the Tiger's Nest, we were talking about the soul and the spirit and the physical body. Remember that reasoning there? And we say everyone has their soul. You could even be possessed by multiple spirits, but you have your initial spirit too. But anyway, I don't want to stray too far from the point. The point really is, at times, man, is, there's specific ancestors, entities, angels, and irates, just like how they would possess people, would come with the drawn sword, the Ogud, yeah, man, the warriors, the barefoot warrior on the battlefield, the celestial being with the celestial sword will definitely come and inhabit I and I. Yeah. And totally take over. So that is why I know this ain't no joke. This is real revolution. Revolutionary. See what we have in front of you? Youth University. This is strategic. But can't say everything that is going out to the whole world. But all of this is the strategy. Is youth we penetrating on. So let me just continue with the reasoning that the good brother is bringing forward to us here. So I just came in to encourage you, to comprehend that he's getting somewhere with what he said. Police went into the hills, anywhere Rasta was seen, that to be hiding in the gully. Someone take glass bottle and creep off their locks, all sorts of things, creep off the beard. I have to say creep, it was talk about razor bumps, running for their lives. And, I never really got a direct account of what was taking place in the life of the Honorable King Emmanuel at that specific time. Because that is in between 1958 and 1966. Now, the Congress was started in 1958. And in 1966 was the highlight of the Congress, as it is said in the Black Supremacy, when Haile Selassie came and visited. And the same Bongo Eddie was there to meet the King of Kings and shake his hand and XYZ. We don't know how it is. All right. But listen to me, the family. This is very interesting. Because in 1963, the Coral Gardens mayhem, this happened around the time of Easter. In fact, Holy Thursday was the peak day for the massacre. Check the documentary, check the history. Holy Thursday was the peak of the massacre. Remember, the discussion here is also about the Lenten period. And from the time of Ash Wednesday until Good Friday. Holy Thursday is the day before Good Friday, for those who may not know. Well, we call it Holy Thursday in the Caribbean. I think it's called Morning Thursday or something of the sort. And they call it. Let me just say there may be a slight correction there. That was from my observation, but so what date you said the actual Coral Gardens?
April 11th.
11th. Okay. All right. And what would that, do you think that's the Good Friday day?
Yes.
Okay. Well, whatever the case is, I just want to be clear so we don't get no one wrong in the historical aspect of it. You could definitely go and do your deeper research, but I know all the scholars would agree that was the season, the Easter season, basically. It wasn't really a one-day affair. That is a key point in the explanation here. It's not a one-day affair, because I mentioned the peak. And I mean, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, so it's basically on the same level, on the same time frame, but just kind of emphasizing that point there. Let's continue. The whole week, Holy Week. Man, listen. The Lent itself has some serious science about it. Didn't you hear Priest Kumi in his reasoning? Some serious science and all of these things we must get into even before the Lent itself comes to a reality amongst us. Yeah, man. So what I'm saying is 1963, when all this massacre was taking place on Rastafari, this was the time of the crucifixion of Christ. Well, according to the tradition then, let's put it that way. I'm talking about the Good Friday and all of that stuff. But hear this now, man. I said at the beginning of the program, those who may just be coming in, we started the program, and that's why this is like a class explaining the Bobo Shanti outlook on this, which is what? That the Christ was crucified on the Tuesday. No, pardon me, hung on the Tuesday and he didn't die. And because of the law of the land, if you hang the man and, he doesn't die, you're supposed to let him go, but he was crucified on a Wednesday. And they put him in the tomb on the same day, and he resurrected the Friday to keep his Sabbath. This is how I get it from the elders, even to put on his whites and keep his Sabbath too. Double Sabbath. All right. So which Christ are you talking about? Again, if you're just coming in, you have different outlooks on this. Some of the, I would say the custodian of the words would have told you that this is the same Christ 2,000 years ago in Bethlehem and Jerusalem. Some will jump in and say, no, man, yeah, it's a Christ, just as Christ 2,000 years ago, but this crucifixion was right here in the land of Egypt, Jamaica. That one there, wow. That's an interesting one, because remember, they have a movement of people that is fighting for the identity of the Black people here in the Western world, meaning, like, for example, the ADOS, the American descendants of slavery, ones that will tell you that they are Indians, then they're Cherokee and they're Hopi, Black people. They have that movement right now, and that their history has been here. We know of the Olmecs. They mean beyond the Olmecs. They're saying that all of these, them is the Indians there. All of them. Interesting stuff. But anyway, maybe in a scholastic reasoning, a man can use that kind of information to fit in the reasoning of this happening 2,000 years ago here in the Caribbean, in Egypt, Jamaica. Well, if you're following me, because this is some deep stuff. And then there are those which will tell you, but hey, listen, man, yes, it took place in Jamaica, the crucifixion, but it wasn't no 2,000 years ago. It's in the 60s. Okay. Priest Bob specifically told me that. Priest Bob goes as far as to say Governor Hugh Foot had the fifth nail, the 10 penny nail, he called it. So it's like, you have he was crucified, let me get it straight. I think it was the fourth nail. Whatever the case is, Hugh Foot have one of the nail. I think when they was to crucify his feet, they put two of the feet together and use one nail. So Hugh Foot, Governor Hugh Foot, have one of the nail. You hear how the thing go? Listen. Now, all of what I'm telling you is Bobo Shanti philosophy too. What I just explained there a moment ago. Priest Bob, an elder in the faith who have made his transition, is the individual that explained that to me. He showed me a lot of things, Honorable Priest Bob. A lot of what you hear me reach out and express comes from Priest Bob as well. And when he speaks what he speaks it with all seriousness. Now I know someone will be listening and say, I believe in them things there. This is okay. I don't know if you're just joining the program. I don't know if you're just coming in. But we're not putting Prince Emmanuel on no pedestal just so he can look good. Oh, they crucify him. And somebody have one of the nails. And, And I must just say quickly, in all due respect, this is like the third part of the program. So in a sense, the INM who may not have heard this live or on its rebroadcast, in a sense, you're just coming in, but I know for sure. So I'm just saying that because I noticed I said that a few times, those who just coming in. Because this is like the latter part of the program, it's like you're just coming in. So I don't want it to sound disrespectful to you or in any way. So please don't be offended by that just coming in thing, because you know you're getting the latter part. So it's not that you missed anything as such. I mean, you'll be able to pick up and I'll be still here. So we'll balance everything off, but just giving you an understanding. All right. It's something or the other. No, that's not what we're saying at all. No. Hear me. We ain't trying to put him nowhere. We're telling you, first of all, we have a theology that's very unique, a storyline that's very unique, that aligns itself with the so-called Easter period, from what is known as the Lenten period, coming down into the Holy Thursday, bringing you into the Good Friday. I'm sure you comprehend that. So we are well aligned with that. I'm also expressing to you, my royal family, with good understanding, that when you study this good, that the massacre that took place in the 60s, in 1963, this great massacre took place during that same time that we speak about. I'm speaking about that same time of the Easter period, the same time of the Good Friday. Now, when you could understand that, just keep this in mind, this is very, very important, that you could also penetrate that the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards has been so severely brutalized that on several occasions, not just once considered that he died. Remember, in the 40s, he fell off. This wasn't brutalization, but he fell off of the ladder. I think it's from the 3rd story when he was painting up at Up Park Camp. You remember that story? That's when he said he got the calling. And when he fell down, what the people say? The man dead. The man dead. And they say he stood up and he was just dusting off, whatever was on him. So this is not the first time. This is not the first time he was sent to the morgue. And the morgue sent him back. Even in 1994. Remember, they carried him to the morgue. So how you don't carry nobody to the morgue and then carry them back home? What kind of thing is that? Just think of these things. Even the doctor that they say pronounced him dead was saying that his pulse is still beating. But we explained that. There's nothing spooky about that. That itself is a deep, deep science and shows the energy of the man. That's why Whirlwind and so could visit when they were putting the remains in the ground. No, I'm serious. Them is ancient African energy and high science and connection that is taking place there. So just understand this now. Remember, ones may say, okay, the crucifixion and the resurrection of the Christ is not literal, because we're not going to, no, nobody can die and come back to life. And we may say all of these things, and there are those of us that really believe in that. But listen to what I am putting to you now, family. In the midst of all of these, we thought he was dead. Follow that, eh? Several, we thought he was dead. The Jamaican newspaper, the Gleaner family, oh my, even as Bobo Shanti, you don't have to run from it. Just take your time and listen. The Jamaican newspaper, the Gleaner, had an article stating that Prince Emmanuel was dead. Oh my, King Emmanuel put them in court for that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be corrected with this one. Brother Miguel Lawn was the lawyer. So this ain't no joke. It's not no make-up story. We just playing with the thing. It's several times they say that this man dead. So when Jaboni and these and Martin Moplano's son and whoever nephew, whatever he is, be talking this talk, it's not a strange thing coming out of the sky. It's the voice. It is a voice in the midst of other voices saying similar things. And even we now as Bobo Shanti have this philosophy that the man was crucified on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, don't we? Hung the Tuesday, crucified the Wednesday, put in the tomb. Is you say so as Bobo? Which one of you as Bobo that says? Which Bobo don't preach that? That he was put in the tomb on the Wednesday. Who you put in tomb? Is not dead people? So who you talking? Who they put in the tomb on the Wednesday? Come on, let's get the thing straight. Because them reasoning there is a mystery to even us as Bobo Shanti. No sense we pretend we understand it. Because I have been investigating this from since I in it, because I like to understand things, and I'm telling you straight, trust me, them is mysteries the Black Christ leave with us to unravel, of which we are unraveling even as we are speaking to you. We as Bobo Shanti preached that. He went into the tomb and he resurrected. Come on. Yeah. On Friday, and to keep his Sabbath, enough of I and I literally believe, yeah, that happened. All right. So if you literally believe that happened, when Jaboni and the other brother and these other ones, from their limited knowledge too, it's not as if they were around there. Maybe they hear and they come and look and went back. It's not as if, they would tell you they were there, but you must understand these things. But for whatever they saw or thought they saw, and whatever, because I wasn't there, they say Bongo Eddie pass. Now they can't give you no accounting. One man say, I think they say, see, I gonna come and walk with the body. Some kind of talk like that. But they can't tell you what happened after. Sound like a real, some kind of movie, brother. See, I gonna come and walk with the body. Imagine that. One thing I know, King Emmanuel sit and reign on Bobo Shanti Hill, and everybody know that. So if Bongo Eddie passed in 1970 and 1960, whatever, and King Emmanuel reigned on Bobo Shanti Hill, 10 miles Bull Bay, well, Bobo Shanti, why not look into that? That's a good thing to add to the philosophy then. That missed it. Because enough people keep saying that he dead. All no. Ones need to check the vibes, All no. It's the same thing with the emperor. You see, like how the emperor out of sight and man don't expect him to come back. It's the same thing in 1936. You think everybody in Ethiopia knew the emperor was coming back? When the emperor left, enough people thought that was it. All over the world, people thought that was it. They never expect the emperor to return. That 5-year exile business is just a microcosm of what's happening now, the macrocosm of the reality. Yeah, trust me, that is happening now. That's why enough ones done give up on the emperor. Hold the fort, King Emmanuel coming. Yeah, Negus, the signal still. So as it relates to the Honorable King Emmanuel himself, the Honorable Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards, as I said at the start of this part, he is the same Bongo Eddie. I can't tell you what these brothers saw and who, well, if they say it's Bongo Eddie, they see lying down on the thing for a couple of days. They know Bongo Eddie personally, This is the mystic of it. So they say what they see. But then you can't be upset with them. They have other people that said he died too, not just the gleaner. They have other people that, when you hear Bongo Flacco said, we thought he was dead. So what I mean, people thought he was dead. That's all it means. They take him up and put him in an ambulance and carry him to the dead house, So it's not just Jaboni thought he see Bongo Eddie dead. It's not just Martin Moplano nephew think he see Bongo Eddie dead. They have a lot of other people, may not be in their league, but for whatever reason, I mean, when the EMS come, why would they carry him to the morgue? Because they think that he dead. You understand that? So I'm just trying to show you this. So for whatever reason, there have been cases where people feel the man dead. You can add to it and say, well, maybe he did. Okay. But then for sure, we know him in the 80s. We know him in the 90s. We know him in the 70s. Man, that's a mystic, man. In all what I say here tonight, I don't think nobody can run away from this. The Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is a mystic man. And the more we try not to run away from that, I think it is the better for us all. So Bongo Eddie and King Emmanuel, the said man, you know, and as I said, even going into this period of the Lenten period in a month plus, all of them reasoning here, I'm going to revisit them, you know, on more, you know, detailed level when it comes to specific aspects of it. Now this is serious stuff. This is holy vibes. And that is why I approach this subject not with, you know, like I'm condemning one speaker or the other speaker, or he don't know what he say or he lied. No. Because when I mix everything together, I mean, there's a space for everybody to stand here. You know, as I said, I'm going to say it one more time, that those amongst I and I who literally believe that the Christ was crucified, died, and come back alive in the 60s. Ain't it so? Right. So now when a man tell you, well, the same Christ you talking about, me see he dead already. Why you vexed with him? Maybe he didn't see maybe he just know half of the story and you know the rest. Why you vexed with him? That is what I highlighted. Yeah, man, burn a chalice and meditate on it. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Family, I'm not going to stay too longer with you here. I know I've taken up much of your time. I just want to encourage you, family, to join me on Sunday. What's going on Sunday? Make sure you bring all the young ones. Don't go anywhere, you other ones. Don't go anywhere. Sometimes when we talk about young ones, we like to run away. Oh, me don't want to hear about no children. That's not good, because I have a wonderful program coming up after this Tiger's Nest. I have a shock of the hour. Of course, more than likely it's a shock of the hour you may not have heard before. So don't run away at all. But what I'm saying, family, specifically to all loved ones, on Sunday. So hold on here before we get to all of that Sunday thing here. It is at 3 p.m. sharp. Let me get this straight. Yeah. All right, now. No, we will get to that a little later. Let me just work on what I say here. So, you know, this is very interesting, eh? And what I want to highlight, and I did not highlight this previous night, you know, this is very key. And I told you the story already, right? Of the Empress, the Nyabingi Empress. I don't think I'm labeling her wrong to say Nyabingi Empress, that I met in England several years ago, myself and the Honorable Priest Kailash. I don't know if you could recall that discussion. That was the previous time I was speaking about this. Really the only time I've really spoken about this in any realms. And I was showing to the eye that this very, you know, hopeful Empress, and I was apologizing not to remember her name. I still ain't got it at all. But, you know, just a few times I know we were at her residence and we were at a celebration as well, of which I was asked to even bless up the celebration with a prayer and everything. And she speaks of King Emmanuel. She speaks of Psalms 110, as if that was a big thing with King Emmanuel. And so she's from them time. And in our discussion, the sister got like a burst of emotion and expressed that there are two Prince Emmanuels. I was there, and the Honorable Priest Kailash was there. We were like in the back of the yard and sitting around like a circular sort of table. And I was like, well, you know, like asking to explain that again. And it was like, no, I can't. Like, no, I just can't. And we, you know, we ain't gonna force nobody. I'll force nothing out to no one. But that never really went anywhere. And why I'm saying, why I had to go through the show, I mean, it's a standing Empress within Rastafari, you know, just like them brethren that you hear talking, you know, they've been there and done that. And for her to make that statement that they're two Prince Emmanuels and don't even want to talk about it. And again, you know, it's easy for I and I, even as Bobo Shanti, to join the rest of the crowd and say, boy, what kind of man is that? Anything can go so. Right. But then the same rest of the crowd look at our philosophy and say the same thing. What kind of madness that? Anything can go so. Haile Selassie paid King Emmanuel a special visit in the same 1970. What do you think the crowd say? What kind of madness that? Anything can go so. Right. No, a real thing. And even what we speak of is our concept. The Lenten period we're going into, you know, and I spoke a bit about that in this program you were just listening to. From previous night, I spoke about that much in the beginning of the program. And that's the philosophy behind the Lenten period, that whole concept of the crucifixion and resurrection of Christ. That's it. You would have heard me interview several elders, come on the same subject and try to get a historical understanding of it. Him who I mentioned in the discussion, the Honorable Priest Bob, there's no interview I have that I could portray with his information really. But of course, other elders will tell you, you know, the crucifixion is a continual cycle, and I go through our own crucifixion, and even when you go through the Lent, it's a crucifixion, and all that is true, you know. Trust me, I get that. Of course, we understand that how everything is superimposed even upon itself. I really get them concepts clear. You understand? But I know the Christ is in all of us, but who's the Christ? You know, yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Because if we're the Christ too, and the Christ in us, we will go through the things of Christ. It's natural. I get that comprehension. Good. Clarity. But we teach a specific story of the man getting crucified and resurrected. And to the outside, even in Rastafari, as I mentioned even previous night, you know, during this time when we go into the 40 days and 40 nights, I always make sure I do several videos, and even if it's interviews with ones within the Congress who have an understanding of this time, because there are different avenues of the Lenten period that you want to address. Even for those who don't know, many ones ask the question, why Rasta keeping Lent? I mean, we answer it, I think, every year, but still you gotta freshen up people. Not everybody going back to the old videos, they want to hear the fresh. It's all right, we'll answer it again. You know, ones that not interested in why they in it, they would like to know how to keep it. We do our best to explain what we know. Most of what we explain, I don't think no one ever refuted it. And then within it specifically, there are different outlooks on many different things, but it's all right. We'll get there when we get there. The importance of the time, as I expressed in the Tiger's Nest previous night, you know, it's really the very most wonderful time of the year for myself, the holiness of it, that period of 40 days and 40 nights and the depths thereof. So looking forward to that. It's the 2nd of March when it begins. And of course, as I said, different angles of it that needs to be touched upon, expounded upon, expressed, and especially from those who would have been with the Black Christ and would have seen the Almighty and the keeping of the Lent and the keeping of this 40 day and 40 night tradition here. So that is a vibration, you know. It's deep and it's mystic and it's something for us to look into. And I think I've covered this reasoning here as it relates to brother, well, all the brothers that have been speaking of this little hot topic that has been happening about, and who lie and nothing go so, and I idiot think that and all of that. Well, I understand how a person would feel. And then the next side coming up and say, no man, the man them know what them say, man. So you go, me and I'm in there and rah. Okay, wow, yeah, it sounds nice. But then as you could see, I'm taking it now. I'm taking my time, looking at both sides and actually blending it with our own concept. And that's why I said in the program, I mean, I mean, if you preach that this is what happened, maybe these brothers and sisters don't get the full story. Even the Black Christ speaks about when they were crucifying the Messiah, he was watching them from in another body. And that's a very mystic thing all by itself to even contemplate. So this is where all the information is, family. What I was speaking about now, of course, is on the Sunday. This is something of great importance. Don't go anywhere now. Yes, we're going to speak about children. Don't go. I purposely said that to see, because somehow, when it comes to the young ones, we lack the remembrance that we definitely got to pay more attention to them to some degree than even the elders. Yeah, you would love to get to the elders and the elders get to their children, but sometimes the elders get to themselves, and I don't know why they just leave the youths them out of the picture, with the morality and the history and the knowledge and what they know and even what they're eating is a very interesting thing. But anyway, of course, we're having the International Home School Program, which is Sunday, the 23rd of January, which is this Sunday. This is going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is all about the youth family, bringing in the young ones, and it's very easy for you to sign up for this event. All you have to do is email us. As I said, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. You can get more information at the same time. And as I said, it's all free. It's something we intend to do on a monthly basis, where your young ones will come in, and yourself virtually, of course, international screen, and everyone will be able to partake, and everyone will be able to correspond. It was quite interactive. Let them come with their equipment, their pencil and their, what you call the stuff, their paper and their rulers, whatever it is, their crayon, and these different things. Bring them all, because we will be going into such. As you know, we definitely specialize in astronomy, officially certified as an ARCHAEOASTRONOMER, of course, and at the same time, our African history and heritage. And we have recently begun our biology edition of the International Homeschool Program. So for sure, we are looking forward to your presence with us. As I said, Sunday, the 23rd day of January. It would be at 3 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. And of course, this will definitely be a wonderful sit down, totally free. Just contact us for sure, and you'll be given much more information as it relates to this upcoming event. So I'm very thankful for your presence, and give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life. And of course, even as it relates to the biology edition as well, you could also get more information as it relates to this program here. This is already in session. This is the, of course, you could start from the beginning. It's not something you will jump into. It starts from the beginning when you literally enroll yourself or your young ones into this program. So give thanks, family, for the love. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. And give thanks for your presence with us. And give thanks for the Black Christ in flesh. I do pray that this reasoning would have brought some levels of comprehension, and just as I said, hey, whether a man feel they believe he's a Black Christ, God, or whoever, the meditation surely is. You just cannot deny. As we just say, don't purge your conscience, that's the term they use. But this is a mystic man we're dealing with, an extremely mystic man we're dealing with. It's undeniable. Yeah, man. Real African scientist. He like Marcus Garvey when he said, look for him in the world with his them powers. Them man move you with. King Emmanuel the Seventh. Adonai God, Jah, Rastafari. Oh, blessed Lord, thanks.